started in 1984. My wife and I had a small takeout store across the street with about 500 square feet. Our claim to fame was turkey sandwiches. The first year we started, we did about $200,000 out of 500 square feet, and 9 years later, we were doing $1 million out of 500 square feet. Now we're in the $7 to $7.5 million revenue this year. You know, we have 75 full-time employees now and about 50 part-time. We basically have 4 businesses under one roof.
Downstairs as well.
We have a full-service catering business, a corporate catering business, then the cafe where we do a lot of takeout, and we also have a restaurant in the evening that's a little more formal than the cafe during the day. And you know, it's really exceeded anything we ever expected. It's a team effort as much as that's said all the time. I think that if everybody's on the same page and they're looking to serve a quality product and making people feel comfortable in their store, and that's what brings in business, and that's what brings in repeat business. We don't advertise at all. It's all through word of mouth.
Come on, I'm really, really picky. I know you are. That's why I'm telling you to try it.
Often people grow and the quality of the food, once they get bigger, diminishes a little bit. You know, they don't pay as much attention, or they open up multiple stores. We've decided to stay with one store and do it well.
You know, he's a very salt-of-the-earth guy, and you know, as you sort of look around, you look at the food, you look at the environment, and all of it's a direct reflection of him. It's uncomplicated. Him being on the floor all the time, you know, and just staying close to his clientele, I think has been a great asset.
And I've been here for about 7.5 years, and many of my other crew, we've all been here, you know, 3, 4, 5 years. He actually comes through the kitchen every single day. He'll go through and he'll see the food, he'll taste the food, and he'll make sure that we're always, you know, using the freshest ingredients. So it's like his little baby.
He's such a people person and really cares a lot about you, about the job that you're doing, and about how we deal with our clients.
You know, we frequently do things for our staff or our help that I think other companies don't do. We'll often, you know, get tickets to ball games, or this particular Thanksgiving we just finished, I called a number of the managers at home the night before to thank them for working so hard. Try to really make people feel comfortable, show them that they're doing well, and compensate them accordingly.
We try and create just a really nice work environment for our staff. And it's very important that we have people that work here that don't have attitude problems or big chips on their shoulder.
You got to have a great attitude. You got to have a really good just personality, and it's very fast-paced. Clientele here is demanding, and it's not for everyone. We probably say we turn over maybe 20% of our staff over the course of a year.
Kitchen staff is about, you know, upwards around 40 people. We definitely believe in quality of life for the person outside of work. So whether it's arranging vacation times or extra time with their family during holidays, we do everything we can to accommodate that for everybody in the kitchen, whether it's a dishwasher or another manager.
I think that money is the best motivator for a lot of people, especially people who are working jobs like this.
You know, we'll do like a bingo game, you know, to try to increase sales of specific items over the course of the day.
Every month, everybody that has a birthday in that particular month, they get a gift certificate to the store, and we have a cake.
Tomato, no onion. Would you like lettuce and tomato? Any sprouts?
The way I found this job is the current catering company that I was working for was being sold. So I decided for my own best interest it would be better to start looking for a job. So first place I started was the internet, went on monster.com. Then I emailed them my resume.
We went through about 25 to 30 resumes for the position that we eventually hired Mark.
The next day I got a phone call from Michael saying that he'd received my resume and would I be interested in coming in for an interview. Which also impressed me, that the owner was calling me. It wasn't a human resources director.
He's the one that sort of does all the preliminary screening and gets people in for the initial interviews.
Michael was actually very, very upfront with how his company was run, but he said it with a sense of pride. And he touted that, you know, a lot of his employees have been here for 13, 14 years.
We have health insurance, we have a simple IRA. We give out extraordinary bonuses every year. And, you know, I mean, people certainly enjoy working, but they also are motivated by, you know, by compensation.
Probably 15 to 20 minutes into the interview, I knew that he and I saw eye to eye on ways to promote the business, ways to get the business to grow, to bring in new business, ways to keep business. Maintenance calls on existing clients is also very important to me, as it is to him as well.
Mark came in here with great enthusiasm. I mean, you have to be enthusiastic, and I think that a lot of things can be taught. Mark also had a lot of experience, and one of the things that we've never done over the years was to solicit business, to go out and actually solicit business. Mark was doing that at his previous job.
One of the things I did when I was interviewing and I spoke to some of the other employees here, I asked them how it was to work here, because I wanted to find out straight from the horse's mouth. I met with Ken, the store manager here, because I wanted to kind of get an idea how the whole operation kind of melds together and where corporate catering fits into the different aspects.
I was introduced to Mark, they brought him in and they said, you know, we have this great candidate, we'd like you to meet him, you know, and we'd just be interested in your opinion. So I sat down with him and, you know, I probably spent, it was probably about a half hour, 35 minutes with him.
I also met with Pamela, the director of full service catering.
I interviewed probably about a dozen people. He seemed to really know how to handle himself with other people. Then, of course, you know, his experience. So in the interviewing process, you know, there were various things at play.
They basically called me 2 days after the interview. They offered me the position, but they wanted to bring me in to lay out the terms. We talked about salary, we talked about benefits packages, 401k, vacation time, hours that were expected for the salary that was given. Then I actually took a day or two to think about it, and then I gave my 2 weeks notice and started here. It's going great. I've been working here for 2 months. I'm doing a little bit of cold calling on corporate clients, probably 1 day a week right now.
No straws.
After the new year, though, I expect to be out on making sales calls, either maintenance calls or new calls, 3 days a week.
So when he came here, our thought was that he had the ability to do something that we've never done, go out and solicit business from corporations, as well as just had a great way about him. You know, just really nice, really great with people, and really caring about his job, and taking a lot of pride. And I think that also, the pride in what you're doing is pretty essential.